Hi, this is Freya. Since not everyone is following me on my Facebook page or in my Facebook group, I wanted to show you today a video that I went on live last week, and I spoke about a subject that I thought was pretty important. It's about how singing is kind of a fashion, the way people sing and the style. Throughout time it has changed, and also how your singing style will change depending on what genre you sing, and that you can all kind of add to your repertoire. So without further ado, there's the video that was posted on my Facebook page. So changing singing styles depending on what time a song came out and also the genre. If you've ever noticed that, and we just had that conversation yesterday in my masterclass. I have two groups this time, and I'm so much enjoying my masterclasses. Awesome singers from all over the world. If you have ever watched old movies, like really old movies with Fred Astaire or Audrey Hepburn, or even older ones that have a lot of music and singing and dancing in them, why is it that the style is totally different? Did you ever notice that? Even the women back then, they mostly sang in head voice, even though it wasn't really classical music. And so different styles in different times. So when you go to the 70s, there's yet a different singing style. And when you go to the 80s, there's yet a different singing style. And if you go to the 90s, yet a different singing style. Did you notice that, like, the vibrato is used differently, and just the phrasing and what singers do, even the tone, the quality of tone and the way they sound, how much is belted or not, this all changes throughout the time. I think this is pretty interesting. So you may want to pay attention to that, and depending on what you want to do, you can either copy the artist and actually take it as a practice to do exactly what that artist did, and take some old songs and try to do it in the way that it was originally recorded. Like, even take a song from the 50s, from the 60s, from the 70s, and try to do something with it and try to copy exactly what that original singer did, just for practicing purposes. But then also try to find your own way of doing it. If you have ever noticed that, like if you listen to singers that are, you know, around now in popular music, Sam Smith, Bruno Mars, Ed Sheeran, or, you know, Adele, Rihanna, Ariana Grande, Demi Lovato, there's a certain prevalent style of singing. There's a lot of belting, and in men, there's a lot of falsetto that seems to be very popular right now. So it's really interesting to me how singing styles change, just like fashion. What's fashionable in music changes. And so not only does the sound in music change what the instrumentals do, but also what the singers do. It does change. Singing style has evolved over the years, and it's still the same human voice, but what is desired has changed. And this is why I think one of the reasons why a lot of young singers nowadays are getting in trouble, because the demands are for, you know, the demand is there for very high impact, loud, high, belting singing, and this takes a toll on your voice. If you do this for many years and you tour and it's higher and higher and higher, it's not the best thing for your voice to do this all the time, but it's what's desired nowadays. It's the sound that's you know, it's required of all the artists. And I know how that business works. It's not that the artist can decide everything they want to do. That's totally not how it is. The producers are the ones who make a lot of money too with all of that, and they are the ones actually, you know, putting together the albums and planning everything out and marketing it. And the marketing, it's all about making money, and so you have to make sure that you produce a product, i.e. music, that people want to hear, that is desired. And there's just certain things young people want to hear nowadays that's desired. It's almost like fashion. You know, if you don't produce clothes that are in that style of what's desired right now, then nobody's going to buy it. There's certain clothes, if you sold them nowadays, nobody would buy them. If you sold the clothes that are in and hip nowadays, probably 50 years ago, they'd be like, what in the world? Craziness? I'm not gonna wear that. This is just how it happens. Also, the singing style really is different in different genres. So if you sing jazz or musical theater, even the enunciation is different. If you hear a country song, pay attention to that. The English is different than the English would be in a musical theater piece, for example. So it's really interesting. And what's really interesting is that even in German, I don't know all languages, but even in Germany, it's the same way. The German that you hear in Schlager is a different kind of enunciation than in musical theater, than also in classical music. Jazz, well, there's not really German jazz, but there's certain German genres that, even modern German pop, the singers have a different kind of German. It sounds more like from the area around, like between Berlin and Hamburg. Definitely not Southern German accents. And it's really funny, isn't it? And like in American country music, you would expect more, you would never expect a New York accent. But you would expect a Southern accent, like from Kentucky or Alabama or Texas. You would expect that because I guess that's where the music comes from. So very interesting. Pay attention to that and listen to that, and then, you know, to experiment with it. I think it's really interesting to experiment around with different genres and with different styles and with music from different times, and just kind of pay attention to what people did and what people do. Okay, that's just a short message today that I just wanted to share. There's all these issues coming up in the masterclass, and I'm enjoying it so much. Masterclass is in session now. The next one won't start until January. So probably around the end of the year, I'm gonna open it back up. You have a wonderful day. I hope to see you very soon.
Since in the future I will continue to jump on very impromptu on my Facebook page or in the Facebook group and just talk about subjects that arise, whether, you know, it be in the group or with one of my students here, or even in, you know, on the page or in my masterclass, I sometimes probably want to bring you some of those videos. But if you are not following me on Facebook, you can follow me. The links are below. My group is called Master Your Voice, and my page, Freya, Casey, singer and vocal coach. I would love to see you there to carry on the conversation. Catch me on Thursdays live here on YouTube, where I have a live Q&A session. And until next time, don't forget, always keep a song in your heart and always keep on singing. Bye!